Right there does it. Can you remember? You know what I miss? I miss my my Western hat, which I need to always learn not to give anything to the kids, but that's another story. So yesterday we just posted up our video from part 3 of the Bahamas.
What a fun time.
Yeah. And we noted that we had a surprise as to our next adventure.
Surprise. Surprise.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Because we woke this morning to news that
We're not going.
we're not going. So
Not by choice.
we had 6 months ago, it was actually 6 months ago, we had found a great fare on the Hopper app for Nairobi, Kenya.
So excited to go. Oh.
Yeah. In fact, here's how the story went. I was actually in a taxi, in an Uber taxi. What's a taxi? I was in an Uber on the way to the airport for a business meeting, and I was talking with the driver about travel, and he mentioned that it was just him and his wife, and she was a teacher, and they wanted to travel. And I was talking about the Hopper app, and I happened to get an alert for round trip to Nairobi.
And at the same time, I was talking about the Hopper app with my assistant in my office. The exact same time.
So,
what are the chances?
We love the Hopper app, except for that one time they really screwed up.
Okay, but we love Hopper app.
We do.
So,
And right at that moment, a notification popped up because we keep a bunch of cities and dates in the Hopper app just because we do. And we had happened to have Nairobi, Kenya in there for April of this year, and it popped up at like $600 round trip. And so I send to Stephanie a text saying, "Hey, ha ha ha, wow, Nairobi's only $600. To which she replies,
well, he said, "Do you want to go?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Do you want to think about it?" And I said, "No."
Well, because at the time, I was really trying to get you to Rome, to Venice. And I was like, this is just whatever. And I was like, let me take my flight so he has some time to think about it, and then we can discuss. And yeah, she was like, no.
No, I said, so I was talking with Zach, my assistant, and it came up. And I said, see, Hopper at work, Nairobi tickets. And Chris kept saying, well, do you want to take an overnight and think about it? And so finally I just texted him back. I said, why are you still talking? Go ahead and get the flight booked.
Yeah.
And so
we did.
So we did.
And
then,
then,
we've been planning this for 6 months.
Well, yes, but you forgot the best part, which was I booked the tickets, and then I said, so are we going to go on safari? To which she replies,
well, that wasn't the whole, no, the whole story is, Chris said, would you like to go on a tent safari?
I gave you too much detail.
Stephanie said, no, because I've never stayed in a tent in the United States. I don't want to stay in a tent for the first time in Africa. So, second option, would you like to stay in a treehouse where the
Perfect
animals get in to the cupboards? No, I've never stayed in a treehouse in the U.S. So I had to say no to both.
But we did find a beautiful cottage in the Old Karen area, and we were looking forward to it. It was 19 days from today. We got our Hep A shot, we got our typhoid shot. We're supposed to this Friday start taking our malaria pills. And truth be told, I think one of the first things you said this morning was that, well, they made the decision for us.
Yep, it made it really
Right.
easy because we didn't want to be away from the kids unnecessarily afterwards. I don't mean unnecessarily in a bad way, but to be gone and then to have 2 weeks extra where we're not able to go to work, we're not able to see the children.
Yeah.
So it would have been something that we would have had to really think through. But the decision was made for us. Our Airbnb host was gracious and let us know that Kenya was not accepting anyone coming into the country, understandably. And so the decision was made. So we'll have to reschedule this one.
Yeah, so it was nice that Airbnb canceled without no problem, no fees or anything like that, and KLM is doing the same thing. So I think I'm just really bummed by it because we've had a lot going on this year, the last few months. Part of the reason why our part 3 was delayed is because we have a life that we're also living with two high-paced jobs and everything, and then it really is trips like this where we go just the two of us, that it is our chance to recharge both as a couple as well as individually, and I was really looking forward to it. And
So we'll do
Yeah.
a staycation.
yeah, and I mean, don't feel sorry for us. We still have London and Paris
Hopefully.
hopefully on for
May.
for May.
Which is still pretty questionable at this point.
Yeah, and then we have
So we'll
a
see.
cruise in August
August, the end of August.
that will get you to Rome and to Florence. Yeah, so, but we're taking the coronavirus thing seriously. We're hunkered down here at the house with the kids, and
Self-quarantined. Nobody's sick.
Nobody's
but
sick, and everyone seems to be doing well, and all that. But we thought we would share with you guys that the trip was going to be to Nairobi, Kenya. We actually had a half-day layover in Amsterdam, and had someone scheduled to actually give us a tour while we were there. So we're looking forward to it, and the fact that the plane, mostly because I guess a lot of people don't fly between Amsterdam and Nairobi. The planes were literally empty. So for those 8-hour trips in there, I was looking forward to Stephanie being able to actually have a whole row that she could sleep down and basically have a twin bed the entire flight.
So we'll do it again, just not as soon as we had hoped. I don't know how long our vaccinations are good, but my goal is to get there before these vaccinations have to be done again.
Yeah. So we'll keep watching everything, and hope everyone out there is doing really well and staying safe. And we figured we would share this with you and use that as a time for us to kind of chat about it, because I don't know, this one hit me hard because I really never canceled
No, we've never canceled.
a flight before, and you do get all built up for it. We bought shoes last week, and of course we had our hats and our clothes, and
Oh yeah, we take the wardrobe part of it very
very
seriously.
seriously, exactly.
I had safari pants, and I was getting ready to order safari shirts.
I know.
And,
So we were set, and we did have a full day safari set up.
So yeah, it
And,
wasn't just for looks. We did have a safari set up.
Longadon hike,
Hike, which
up,
is that's serious.
the dormant volcano.
That is a serious hike.
Didn't have a drone though, because
Yeah.
Kenya does not allow drones at all. So glad I found that out. But
And going to see the giraffes and the elephant orphanage and the rhinoceros.
were you still serious about letting the giraffe eat the snack out of your mouth?
I never was serious about that.
Okay, because I wouldn't kiss you until you like got new lips or something. So
Wow.
yeah, you don't know where they've been.
In that case, I might need to. Just to test the boundary. So anyway, no.
Yeah. So anyways, so at this point, next up is
Hopefully.
a day-long layover in Boston with the two high school graduates we'll have, hopefully.
Oh, they'll graduate.
And then
Yeah.
we'll spend 2.5 days in London, and then another 3 days in Paris. So yeah. So anyways,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.